Hello everybody, welcome back to Just Lights. In this video I'm kind of tinkering with this Gary and Davis carriage light right here. I've had this for about a year or so now, and I haven't really got around to really messing with it. I decided I want to see what I could do about knocking out some of these dents like you see right here, and then this top piece was pretty much caved in pretty good, so I'm slowly working this out at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this straightened up, and then I'll tell you a little bit about this light. Now what I'm working on here is a Gray and Davis light. I said Gary by mistake, but it's a Gray and Davis light manufactured in Massachusetts, USA. When I first got this light, I thought it might have been a ship light for like maybe the port side because it has the white facing forward and then it has the red to the one side. So I thought it was going to be probably like a marine use light. After doing a little bit of digging around on the internet to try to figure out what this light is or what it was for, I come to find out it was a carriage light that would have been for like horse-drawn carriages. Based on what I found, these lights were manufactured at the turn of the century. They were essentially manufactured from 1895 all the way to about 1904. The funny thing about this light that I found, out of all the digging I did, looking up pictures and all that kind of stuff, to see what this might have actually been hanging off the side of, the only picture I was able to find is it was hanging on the side of a baby carriage. Okay, so I'm trying to work on getting this dent right here out, where it's kind of in that tight spot right there. And obviously I can't really get a hammer in there and get a good swing, so I'm trying to use this right here. This is actually for alignments on old GMs and stuff like that. Before rack and pinion steering had the old tie rods, you'd stick it on there and that's how you adjust them. So I'm gonna see if I can get this in there and give it a few taps, see if I can work that out. It's somewhat working, but it's also not, because this part right here is smacking the back before I have a chance to get it to go all the way down. So I'm not really getting a good hit on it. So I'm gonna have to find something else. If I have to, I'll just take a socket or something like that and just weld it onto a piece of round stock. So this way I can get a little bit more of like a small concentrated area. So let me see what else I can find. All right, so here we go. I just happen to have an old hammerhead. I'm one of those people, I just save random stuff, just for those rainy days, you just never know. So I'm gonna cut it off there, weld it onto a piece of all thread real fast. So I'm gonna see if this will work. So for me to gain access to that dent in the back, I had to remove the reflector that sits behind the candle flame that intensifies the light. The location of that dent is just making it really hard to really pop it out. It's just in a really awkward spot, and it's really hard to get anything down inside there. Okay, so the next part, I cut this piece of wood right here because I'm having trouble getting this rounded part because I keep hitting against something flat. So I cut this so I can set it inside here and see if I can work it out and kind of get it to follow the contours of that piece of wood. So let's try that next. I had a lot more success doing it this way because I was able to put it on something rounded instead of a flat surface. But due to the tight area that it's in, I'm still not going to get it perfect like I want it to be, but I'm going to get it as close as I possibly can. Overall, it's working. Obviously, it's not going to be dead on perfect like I want it to be, but I'm also trying to be very cautious not to get too carried away and hit it too hard or anything like that and possibly damage that red lens in the process. Right here, I'm just using a bunch of different chisels with different kind of ends on them to slowly kind of work the metal again to try to create the original lip that was there and things of that nature. Something like this is really time consuming just because you got to really take your time and work both sides of the metal. You got to do a little on the outside, then a little on the inside, go back to the outside, because as you slowly work that metal, it's going to stretch, it's going to move. You might hit it a little too hard and then have to pop it back out. So it's a very slow, tedious process, but take your time and it will work out. All right, so it's not perfect. I got a little bit more I'm going to try to tap on this corner, but compared to what it was before, I mean, that's not terrible. So I got a little more to do right here. You can see where it's kind of bumpy. I'm going to see if I can feather that out just a little bit. And then I'm going to put the top back on it and see what I can do to kind of clean her up. Okay, so here we go. The light's all put back together. I did get it cleaned up as best I could. I was going to try to polish this out if I could, but I know there ain't going to be no way I'm going to be able to really get the polish up in a lot of these tight areas. I really don't want one area all nice and shiny and the other areas to be dull. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like it is because it's kind of one nice neutral color right now. So I kind of going to leave it that way. Overall, considering what I started with the dents, I think they came out pretty good. I know they're not dead on perfect or flawless, but it's going to be really hard to kind of get them to be, dead perfect. But I think they come out pretty good considering what I was doing and how I was having to work with it. Now, that one piece on the inside that I had to take out to get to that dent in the back was actually the reflector, for the candle that kind of intensifies the flame a little bit. So before I put it back in, I kind of polished it out a little bit to try to make it look a little bit better. And the few dents that were in it, I stuck them towards the bottom. So this way they're kind of hidden behind this piece a little bit. So they don't stand out as much. The piece of glass in the front does have a crack, but I'm probably not going to try to remove that just because if you can kind of see right here, you see there's like this little ring that's going around the glass and then it's brazed into this cover right here. So to try to get that out, I might do more damage than I want to do. So I'll probably just stick with this piece of broken glass for now. I might attempt it down the road, but for now I'm just going to leave it alone. The red lens on the side is in really good condition. There's a couple little scratches right here. Nothing major, which is pretty good. There's no cracks or chips or anything like that, which is nice because I'm sure that'd be a really hard piece to locate down the road if it was damaged. But overall, I think it came out pretty good. Like I said, this is made by the Gray and Davis Corporation. It's a model 115 through Massachusetts, USA. I hope you all enjoyed this semi-restoration of this light. Thanks for watching.